Hello, everybody. Welcome. Let's just make sure that my camera is working properly. Dang, I've been having technical issues, as you guys know. Kind of annoying, but hey, other than that, we've got great news today. We've got very good news. We have to keep it in perspective, right? Because we have a 12-year-old little girl who is dead. So none of this is great news, I guess. But it is good news that we actually have they're calling them detainments. Haven't seen the word arrest yet, but it does appear that the persons of interest, let's say, the persons of interest in Jocelyn Nungary's murder have been apprehended as reported by Click to Houston. Here are some pictures of the two people who were taken into custody this morning. Very glad to hear, of course, that this is happening. Let me take you over to the story reported by Click to Houston, and let's go through it. Okay, persons of interest linked to Jocelyn Nungary's murder in North Houston detained by police. After harrowing days of pleading with the public for answers, Jocelyn Nungary's family is getting closer to learning what happened to her after the 12-year-old was found strangled to death in a North Houston creek. Early Thursday morning, sources tipped KPRC2 that two men considered persons of interest were captured by police. The unidentified men were also last seen on surveillance videos with Jocelyn hours before her death. I don't know if they know it's hours before her death. That makes me wonder. Like, did they kill her quickly after we saw her at the 7-Eleven, or was it many hours later? KPRC2 reporter Rochelle Turner and photojournalist Roger Franco were at the scene in North Houston, where there was heavy law enforcement presence at an apartment complex on Northborough Drive in North Houston, near where Jocelyn's body was found. Let me see if I can find that apartment complex. I think I probably can on maps. Give me just 1 second. Yep. Okay. So let's look at this together. Northborough Drive. Okay. All right, so let me bring you over to the website here. So if you guys will remember, Jocelyn was found in this creek right here. They call it a bayou. The driver who found her, Ms. Jackson, thought she saw a mannequin in the water, turned around and looked down either on this side or on this side, I don't know which, and found her. And we discussed last night that Jocelyn lived within walking distance, and I suspected it was one of these apartment complexes down here. And sure enough, this is Northborough Drive right here. And there are several apartment complexes in the area. So we don't know which apartment complex it was, but it was in the area. They didn't leave, right? Okay. Coming back over here. Our cameras were the only ones present at the scene and captured the moment when both men were placed in handcuffs and put in the back of police cars. There's number one wearing a Facha Garfield t-shirt, and the other not wearing a t-shirt at all. Sources also corroborated and confirmed to KPRC2 investigates Mario Diaz what we saw at the scene. Minutes after KPRC2 investigates reached out to HPD Chief Larry Satterwhite for confirmation regarding what we uncovered, HPD put out a statement on X, formerly known as Twitter. The two are being detained, but did not share any additional details. We've also learned City Hall is monitoring the developments surrounding the case throughout the morning. We know that the mayor was part of it. Like he was really on top of this one. The news comes a day after Jocelyn's mother, Alexis Nungary, spoke for the first time. I'm not sure why they spell their names differently. Let me go back up here. Yeah, they spell her Nungare and they spell Alexis Nungary, and I don't know why they do that, but okay. Jocelyn's mother, Alexis Nungary, spoke for the first time about her loss since learning about her daughter's murder. Tears streamed down her face as she spoke to KPRC2 reporter Corley Peel about her 12-year-old daughter, Jocelyn. We looked at that video yesterday. The heartbroken mom said she felt like she was in a living, ongoing nightmare that didn't stop. It's like it's not real, she said. I keep hearing everything and everybody tells me everything, and I hear it, and it's not registering. The last time Mrs. Nungary said she saw her daughter alive was Sunday night before they went to bed around 10 p.m. Her last words to Jocelyn were to not stay up late and that she was coming with her mother to work the next day. However, Houston PD said Jocelyn snuck out of the family's apartment off Rankin Road sometime between 10 p.m. and 12 a.m. Let's see. So an apartment off of Rankin Road. Let's go back over here. Maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure which apartment complex would be hers. But somewhere nearby. Wow. Okay. Around 6 a.m. Monday, a woman said she called 911 to report a child's body in the water. The Houston Police Department dive team responded and recovered her body. The Harris County Institute of Forensic Sciences ruled the 12-year-old died from strangulation on Tuesday. Medical examiners confirmed the next day that the body was identified as Jocelyn's. Police also released surveillance photos Tuesday from the 7-Eleven convenience store where the girl was last seen. In these images, investigators saw two persons of interest they would like to question in connection with the girl's death. You know what I just noticed? This guy's wearing a beard, and let's see if either of them... Yeah, he shaved his face. Looks like he shaved his face. The bigger guy. Yeah. Investigators told KPRC2 reporter Bryce Newbury the two men were the last to be seen with the girl, and they seemed to have first encountered her at the store. On Wednesday, a source gave KPRC2 reporter Corley Peel new surveillance photos of Jocelyn at a convenience store around 12:17 a.m. Monday. We looked at these yesterday too. And this is our guy right here. Real close to her. Mrs. Nungary said she has no clue who those two men were in the surveillance photos, but suspected that they're Hispanic men, possibly who live in their apartment complex or walked from the skate park. She said, I want karma to hit them. I'm angry. They took advantage of her. She's so young. She's 12. I want justice. I want them to come forward. I want whoever has seen them to call police. They took my baby away. That is the story, guys. That is the story. Let's go over to your comments here real quick. Karen watched this earlier on replay. That was quick. Yeah, I mean, we did this at 10 o'clock last night. Of course, Houston PD has been working on it longer than we've been paying attention to it. And the reason that I did it last night was I was like, is there some way that somebody in the Houston area might see something that they hadn't seen in a newspaper or on a website or something like that? I'm not like so full of myself that I think that I can actually make a big difference in this, but I just thought on the off chance, let's get this out there. And I know that other channels had done it too, which I'm grateful for. So that's pretty great. So Houston PD has been working on this since Monday morning. 4 days, not bad. That's good police work. Yeah, wow, quick work in finding these guys, says Rianne. Yeah, Mooney, ugh, it's never a mannequin. That's one of those things that is just so cognitively dissonant to see a dead body these days, right? If we were living in like the Middle Ages, nobody would think that's not a dead body, but it's just so few and far between these days that I think we all go, what is that, right? But you're right, it's never a mannequin. Let's see. Changed appearance. Yeah. Susie Sue. Susie Sue? Is that what it is? Susie Sue? Yeah, he shaved his face. It also looks like he cut his hair. Like if we look at which picture? This picture, look how much hair is coming out of the back of his ball cap. And then look here, it looks like he's cut it. So he shaved his face and he cut his hair. Good spot there, Susie Sue. Archangel, yeah, you're welcome for the update. It was fast. I'm grateful. Rand says, I'm always suspicious about people walking behind me. Yeah, me too. Let's see. Looked but couldn't tell because of the shadow, some disguise. If they lived in the same complex, they were on borrowed time. Yeah, it's surprising to me that they wouldn't have run. I don't know, the chutzpah, right? The chutzpah on these guys. That yeah, we can get away with this. And I feel like this is probably a pretty bad area of North Houston. I mean, with the amount of apartment complexes and stuff like that does the more people are crowded into a space, the higher the crime. That's kind of how that works. And so if you live in an area, even if it's a nice area, but it's just apartment complex after apartment complex after complex, crime does go up. And judging from what I'm looking at on the Google map, man, this does look like it's just tons of different apartment complexes. And to me, that just screams that it's a little bit more of a dangerous area. But you'd think that they would at least try to get away. Yeah. How sad. This breaks my heart, seeing a young girl attacked for no reason. Indeed. Yeah. Rant, you have found 2 deceased people? Holy cow. That has never been my experience. I've never once happened upon a dead body. Let's see. That's what I said last night. The pictures were clear enough for someone to recognize those 2. Yeah, and people who run together tend to run together all the time, right? So I was hoping that by seeing these photos, they're like, oh yeah, I know those guys. They're always together. Taller guy, a little chubby, always wearing that hat, Then the flaco with... what I couldn't see is if there were any tattoos. Somebody said last night it looked like he had tattoos on his left arm, but because of the way the picture is, I can't see it. But yeah, it was enough for people to be able to see it for sure. I was just saying, I hope that we were back with an update today during last night's stream. Yeah, again, none of this is happy news. A mother is still without her daughter. Her life is cut short. Her future is gone. Her future children perhaps are gone. It's a violent thing to take somebody's life, but it is good news. It is good news that they were arrested. Yeah. Mooney thinks this is not their first. Yeah, remember she was SA'd. This was a violent attack. Angie says they're shameless, no care in the world, psychopaths. Was he illegal? Asking if they were illegal immigrants. They have not released any information on that. Let me go to Twitter real quick to see if anything has happened since we've gone live from the Houston Police Department. Give me just 1 second. Let's just... No. Okay, so let me bring you over to the website here on Twitter. So this was the update from day before yesterday. Houston police 2 hours ago. Second update, the 2 individuals in the photo below were detained this morning and are currently being questioned in this case. No other information at this time. Any additional updates will be posted here. And I just went through their stream. No new updates on that. So we don't know if they were here illegal in the country. But that is something, I mean, why am I blanking real quick? The one in Maryland who they arrested an illegal immigrant in her death. I'm blanking on her name right now. It's so bad of me, but she, the police officer was quick to point out that this is a crime that didn't have to happen here. And I'm wondering what will happen on this one. I don't know. I try really hard, by the way, guys, to stay apolitical. Of course, we can't always, but I try to stay away from getting too deep into politics on the channel. So I know that Susie Sue has said a few things, or a couple of other people have said a few things that about illegals. Newscast said they're illegals. Could be, but anyway, I try to stay as far away from politics as possible on the channel. However, when an illegal immigrant commits a violent crime in the United States, that is something that did not have to happen in the United States, right? So I don't shy away from that part. Yes, Rachel Moran, thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Thanks for telling me that. And of course, not only illegals commit these types of crimes, but that is a bad argument. The argument is that they wouldn't have done it here if they weren't here. And I'm not going to, I totally get it. Not only illegals commit these types of crimes. I get it, but it's a bad argument. Bad argument. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. I have got to get to the old day job, so I need to cut this short. Thank you very much for spending these past 20 minutes or so with me. Let's remember that we've got a 12-year-old little girl who lost her life here. Let's not get lost on that. She had so much ahead of her, just like all little girls, little boys have. They have all of that potential wrapped up in their body. They could have done great things. They could have done good things. They could have made small differences in maybe one person's life, which would have been enough. That is exactly why all human life has value, is that potential, right? But her life was cut short. We don't know if it was done by these 2 gentlemen. What we know is that police think that they are persons of interest and have detained them for questioning. So we'll keep our eye on it. I've got an alert set, and when anything comes out, I will bring it back to you. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below.